Hello my dear friends, welcome to another lecture. In this part, we will study for loop. Now just like while loop, there is another form of loop, that is the for loop. Now we know that our while loop looks as this part. This is our typical while loop. In this we initialized a variable at I equals to 0. We do the things till I is less than equals to n, and then we increment the value of I. So these are the parts that we do inside the while loop. Now the same can be transformed into a for loop. Now here we define our for loop as for, and then we initialize the condition. This integer I equals to 0 goes here. Then the second part is the conditional part, and the third is the incrementer. Here this is nothing but I equals to I plus 1. So here you can see that all three parts, that is the initialization, the conditional statement and the change, these are all onto the same line, and then we write our statements inside this loop. So this portion is same as this portion. So our for loop looks as for, first is the initialization part, second is the conditional part, and third is the change part. All these three parts, that is the initialization, the condition and the change, all these parts are optional. We will see in a bit how we are saying that this is the optional part. Now we see here that we have a while loop, and sometimes while writing the conditions we can forget this increment, but while writing the for loop, I am sure that you will not be able to forget this, because in the for loop you have to give three conditions, and then only the for loop can run properly. So in for loop this generally does not happen that you forget about the incrementer. Now let us see the example. Now our first example is to print the numbers from 1 to n. So here we will put the initializer first. So we are initializing I equals to 1. We have a condition I is less than equals to n, and then we will increment the value of I. So this is nothing but I equals to I plus 1. So our I value starts from 1, goes till n, and then increments the value by 1. So we will print the value of I here. Now for example, if our n was 5, our answer would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because we started from I equals to 1, and then we went till I is less than equals to n. Now let us see another example. In this example we are asked to print the numbers from m to n. So we will start from m, and then go till n. Now we can initialize our m outside also. There will be a semicolon. We can initialize our m outside, so this portion will be empty. So, and then similarly you can make this portion also empty. So our for loop will be for the starting point, second is the condition, and third is the incrementer, and then we will print m. Now how can we make this empty? We can skip it from here, and then we can write a condition inside the loop, that is m equals to m plus 1. So whenever this condition will become false, we will get out of the loop, and we have all the numbers written from m to n. Now in some cases we might want more than one initialization, more than one condition, or more than one increment. So for that we can define our for loop as this. Here there are two initializations, I and j. So these two initializations can be separated by a comma. So for I equals to j, for I equals to 0 and j equals to 2. So the two initializers, here we have I and j, and these two are separated via comma, and then our loop can go as it is. I is less than equals to n I plus plus. Here we can also give the increment for j also. For example, for after I plus plus we can put a comma, and then j equals to j plus 2, then the bracket, and then the curly bracket. So our I will start from 0, go till n. Our j will start from 2, and then it will increment by the value of 2, and then the condition for j will be somewhere inside the loop, as we have not specified it here. We can also specify the condition here, but we will need the operators for that. For example, in this part we have initialized I to 0, j to 3. So I starts from 0, j starts from 3. I goes till n and j goes till m. Now this is the in between we have a conditional operator. This is nothing but AND operators. So this is the AND operator. Just like the AND operator, we have OR operator. These operators we will study in the next module, which is our operators module. For now, you can get that if two conditions are true, then this whole part is true for this AND. And if you have this OR operator in between two conditions, then if any of the condition is true, then the whole condition is true. Now here we have the increment or decrement part. This is nothing but I equals to I plus 1 and j equals to j minus 1. This plus plus and minus minus we will study in our next module, that is the operators module. So if we simplify the condition, our for loop of above will look as for int I equals to 0, comma j equals to 3. So here we have defined two variables, I is less than equals to n and j is less than equals to m, then again a semicolon. Now here we can give increment or decrement, I equals to I plus 1, comma j equals to j minus 1, and then our for loop closes here. So if we have the multiple conditions, we can use and or this OR operator. In the next part, we will look about break and continue in our loops. So that is all in this loop. Please try the patterns part using the for loop. So that is all in this lecture. Thank you for watching.